You talk about Rwanda so much, I don't even want to pick Uganda. What would you say?
I would say every African needs to be very proud of where they come from.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, Africa is now. It is a whole movement. If Nigeria is shining, I strongly believe I am African, I'm shining. If Uganda is shining, we all celebrate. If if it's Rwanda right now because it's their time, we all celebrate.
Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. My name is Janita Maya and this is the Repart podcast. I'll let this handsome gentleman next to me tell you who he is.
Hi everyone, my name is Joram Muzira Job, the proprietor for JMM. That's Joram Model Management, one of the leading agencies that we do have in Africa. In the world, yes.
In the
Lovely.
world.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I don't have anything that's leading anywhere. I'm a loser. But O'Shea Duke Jackson, don't message me on Instagram.
Okay, O'Shea, take this one.
So we typically with podcasts, we try to talk and feel each other out before the show. And typically we always get somewhat of a good idea before the show starts. And we were talking about the Trace Awards that just happened in Rwanda.
Yeah.
And what Rwanda is doing in comparisons to other countries in Africa. We all know that Kenya and Ruto lifted the visa requirements for Africans, and then now Kagame has followed up in pursuit with that. But Rwanda is very aggressive about competing on the international stage. I flew a business class Rwanda Air from Lagos, Nigeria, back to Kampala. It was amazing. The service was just as good as it was at Qatar Airways.
Wow.
So, but what do you really mean when you say that Rwanda is going to take over Africa?
It is absolutely going to take over Africa. That I can guarantee you. Simply because they've mastered the art of selling their country. Because let's be realistic, this is not just about them hosting, award shows, having the best arenas, having all these huge celebrities coming in. They do have a motive behind all this. And I strongly believe that the motive is to sell Rwanda as a top-notch destination in Africa. And they've done that very well, absolutely very well. I strongly believe that this is a campaign that, right from the president, the government of Rwanda is spearheading so much to make sure that they sell Rwanda to the fullest. And I strongly believe right now it's competing with South Africa, it's competing with Nigeria. It's not the future anymore. It is now. Remember like how they used to say, oh, Africa is now.
future,
Africa is the future.
Yeah.
Africa is now and Rwanda is now.
If some of these guys are probably going to clip what you just said, right? And put it on TikTok. And there's going to be a lot of Nigerians there and Kenyans there and in South Africa that would disagree with you. But what is your reason for standing on that position?
I come from East Africa and I have to root for my sisters and brothers that are really, really close to me.
Yes.
That is Rwanda. And to be honest, I've been there like a couple of times.
Yes.
But I think I was there like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, something like that.
Yes.
But then when I see the transition that the country has gone through, and even, right from way back in time, they went through so much, the genocide and they name it all. But then a country reviving itself from it just being that country that we always knew about, the genocide. Because when you watch Hotel Rwanda, that's the memory that I had in my mind the whole time, I'm sure all of you have watched, Hotel Rwanda. But then
cried about it.
That's the thing. Like I cried so much when I was watching that movie. And I even remember when we used to do Kampala Fashion Week, models would fly. They would actually get on buses to come all the way from Kigali to come here and, to walk these shows. Even the Yasfas themselves, a lot of, Rwandese models, they would get on buses and then come here. And the whole time they'll just be telling us, we don't have fashion in Rwanda. We don't have all these big designers. But to watch them take over the world right now, honestly, it's from an African perspective, I'm very, very proud of that country.
So, wait a minute. For those who don't know, Rwanda and Uganda have had a very close relationship for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
At a point where Rwandese people were even the lower class citizens here at one point. Kagame was born in Uganda, right? Or he wasn't born.
He studied in Uganda.
Kagame was in the military. Museveni's military.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like me as an African American going back to Nigeria or Ghana and taking over. That's what he did. He wasn't even born there and didn't know anything about it and took over. But But you talked about the industry not being there. And I know that Ugandan music is very big in Rwanda. A lot of culture is very big in Rwanda. And now you're saying that they have their own fashion shows now.
They do. And by the way, another thing is, you remember like how there was this whole thing of like every Friday, Rwandese would come to Uganda to party.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes.
night at Atmosphere.
Exactly. The night at the Atmosphere, whereby so many Rwandese will just, get on buses. They'll just come in Friday, party. And then
back.
Sunday, Monday, they're back in Rwanda. Where has that gone?
So they no longer need to do that anymore.
No.
Hardly. They don't have to do that anymore. Simply because, they've, their world has opened up more. And to be honest, like when I see all these big things that are happening in Rwanda, I'm so proud of them. Like really, really proud of that country.
Are the fashion shows, because I know they had, you were there at Kampala Kigali Fashion Week.
Yes.
I think right after that, there was Kigali Addis Fashion Week. Then Kigali Tokyo Fashion Week. So I don't know if those actually went through, but that's what they were saying. They were taking Rwandese fashion all over the world, right?
Well, yes.
Do those fashion shows, in your opinion, because you're in the industry and you're a master of the industry, are their fashion shows even better than what we're seeing here in Kampala?
I would say their shows are great. I don't want to compare, the shows here in Kampala and then the shows back, in Rwanda.
Yes,
because Rwanda, when it comes to fashion, it's growing. It's still little baby steps. When I compare it with Uganda, honestly, like Ugandans have done so well, like really, really, really well. And I will stand with this, based on the fact that a lot of, Rwandese models used to come here, to be cast for Kampala Fashion Week, for the ASFAs, and then all these big shows that would happen here. But then I've also seen their fashion industry rise because even on the international scene, I've seen so many models that are coming from Rwanda right now.
Yeah.
They're coming from Rwanda and they're taking up spaces internationally. I know a couple of girls that are doing so well in Paris, in London, and then in Milan, coming from Rwanda as well.
Okay.
But then when I look at, the fashion designers, I would say, we competing favorably. Absolutely favorably. But then when it comes to the shows, Uganda has done so well.
Okay.
Really, really, really well. Like the fashion shows, when it comes to, fashion shows and then all that.
Okay.
We've done very well.
But the thing is even what you see, is it Arsenal? I don't know. It's you see Rwanda's name there, Fly Rwanda or Visit Rwanda.
Hashtag Visit Rwanda.
You're seeing her spend like $30 million a year doing that. I went to Rwanda just maybe this time last year. Let me just say this: storytime music. So not to, I love Uganda. I'm a big, I've adopted this place, but I do have to talk about the VIP section in Entebbe Airport. Have you been there before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So many times.
Okay. To say that it is a pity that's where we start. All right. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know. There's so many great designers that can come in and change the VIP section.
Yeah, I don't know why they
at
don't do
Entebbe
that.
Airport. The VIP. Have you been there before too?
No, I've seen
Yeah.
stories somewhere. I don't.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've seen some things.
Laughable is where we start there. But if you go to Kigali, my God, not only is it cheaper, it's like $40 or $50 to go to. Now, the service is amazing in Entebbe, to be honest. The design of it, nobody cares there. You go to Kigali International Airport, it's $30. I'm on my laptop. I'm uploading videos on my YouTube channel while I'm there. The food is amazing. The food is hot. Not the samosas you get over there, the cold ones in Entebbe, right? But you're getting hot food. It's nice. You're getting customer service. I mean, you're getting chips, snacks, the crackles, those chips they have here. As much as you want. You can like steal them on the way out. The lady's like this. Yes, you have a nice day. Yeah, and it's cheaper and it's better. Kigali International Airport, it's better. And they even have more flights going out. If you want to go to Nigeria, shout out to Uganda Airlines. They have a flight now. It's directing.
Yeah.
You used to have to go to Kigali, Rwanda Air,
Fly there, yeah.
to go to Lagos. And you're like, why can't I just go directly? Which they've solved that issue. But what do you think needs to happen for Uganda to, in this industry that you're in, to start making the changes with the talent you think that Rwanda's doing?
I love my country, Uganda. I do.
Yes.
I absolutely do. And I'm proud to be very Ugandan. But then, at the end of the day, it's going to, it's going to come back to all the different stakeholders that are involved because I believe it's not a one-month show.
It's not.
Be realistic. It's not a one-month show. I know the officials are doing their level best because I saw they're renovating the airport, right?
They are.
So many
Oh,
renovations.
it's the Chinese renovating it.
Like I saw there's like
You're
so
gonna
many, there's so many renovations that are happening. There's so many new things that they're trying to, implement and then all that. So let's give them time. But it's also going to come back to us as, Ugandans to rally together as one voice, right?
Okay.
And know, and support our country, more.
Let me ask you this.
Honest, yeah.
As a person that is model manager, are you also a designer yourself?
I'm a stylist. I would say I'm a stylist.
Stylist, okay. But you actually orchestrate shows, walkways, runways, things like that. Production. Okay. Have you ever been offered, and I've heard that certain people are actually getting paid more to go into the Rwandese market from Uganda to do those things. Now, a person that's world renowned like you in this market, in this part of Africa, have you experienced, hey, bring your talent here?
That's a very beautiful question.
Yeah, we need the answer.
You cannot confirm or deny, huh?
It is a beautiful question, but to be honest, I love collaborating. Honestly,
Political answer.
I love collaborating. And to be honest, I've collaborated with a few of my, I call them sisters and, brothers from Rwanda, something like that. Because when we started so many years ago, this whole fashion industry in Uganda, modeling and then all that, like I said, a lot of Rwandese models used to come here. A lot of Rwandese photographers, a lot of, So now that the industry has grown, we always learning from each other. They're constantly always asking me, Jam, how do you do this? How do you handle production? How do you do ABC? And we've collaborated a lot. Okay. But then I haven't gotten that whole thing of like, oh, can you move to Rwanda and then do this? It's just been a lot of, collaboration. Yeah.
Do you believe that the Rwandese market is actually willing to pay more than what the
Ugandan market is paying?
Yes.
I would say because it's a virgin land, it's a virgin area right now.
Yes.
That is why everyone is super, super interested in the industry. I would say probably yes, they're paying more. I would say they're paying more. I'm not very sure, but probably yes. They must be paying more because there's no way you're telling me that you're flying in all these top-notch celebrities, all these top-notch people to come in and, they do all these big shows, all these big events. That's, huge budgets, like major budgets.
Wait a minute. Who's a rapper that's going to be there next month?
In Rwanda?
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar
is going to be in Rwanda in about a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
So you just had the what do you call it? The Trace Awards. I think it's December 5th. Maybe there's a flyer. You guys can put it up here. Here's Kendrick Lamar. I mean, he's skipping over bigger markets, like you would say, like no Joburg, no Nairobi, no Lagos, no. Take me to Rwanda. That's intentional.
Very intentional.
And Rwanda is like maybe a tenth of the size of Uganda in landmass. No resources like Uganda. But man, these guys are fucking swinging the bat, bro. Like, it's crazy.
But it's a movement. Let's be realistic. It is a movement. You remember like what you were talking about of, visit Rwanda.
Yes.
Yeah,
I strongly believe this is a movement that is being curated to make sure that Rwanda is out to the world. It's like Rwanda to the world.
Yes.
As in Rwanda is now. Yes.
And they just recently brought back Wode Maya to Rwanda, who I think it was like 2 months ago he was there. Made some good money promoting Rwanda. Man, Joni, what do you think about moving the podcast?
Rwanda, we should try. Let's move it to Kenya first.
Well, let me just position this because so many people are interested. Because when we showed everybody your great production of the A. Bryant's Fashion Awards, because A. Bryant's event, but you were the one that produced the actual show. And it was so many people that didn't know it was you. And so it was very inspiring to see something that done. I was there live. It was done at such a high level. That part of the show, I can honestly say, I was very, very happy. Oh my God, you did a wonderful job. Give him a round of applause. Wonderful job. So
thank you so much. But it's a super top high-end production.
Oh, you definitely did that.
Like super high. And that is why, I'll go back to the team. The teams that rally behind to do these shows is major, like absolutely major.
Okay.
It's teamwork. It's not just, Jeremy's a great fashion show producer, so he did very good fashion shows or something like that. It's a whole army. When you look at what Fenon does, what the Abrams team does, what the JMM team does, and then all these creatives coming together and they curate something that, is on a global standard.
Yeah, Fenon's the truth. Shout out to him. So if people are looking at countries to resettle, we're seeing Kenya take an initiative. Now Rwanda's taking one. Then we have our beloved Uganda there. And now they're saying, Jerome, listen, I know you're Ugandan, but the way you're speaking about Rwanda, maybe I should go and relocate there.
We should all go.
What would you say to that person after them seeing what you did on the Abrams Wars? That video I showed you? You didn't even know we had covered the video.
I know, right?
Had 6,500 views, a lot of comments, but they said, hey man, you talking about Rwanda so much, I don't even want to pick Uganda. What would you say?
I would say every African needs to be very proud of where they come from. Okay. Because at the end of the day, Africa is now. It is a whole movement. If Nigeria is shining, I strongly believe I am African, I'm shining. If Uganda is shining, we all celebrate. If it's Rwanda right now, because it's their time, we all celebrate. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is that every time I travel for the shows in Paris, in New York, in Europe, in all these cities, when you go there, they don't actually have to say, oh my God, are you Rwandese? Are you Ugandan or something like that? They'll ask you, are you from Africa? You get it. That's the first thing that comes to everyone's mind, Okay. And I've also seen the sisterhood, the brotherhood that people have when they're out there. They look out for each other, for them to know that, oh my God, I'm from Africa, whether it's Nigeria, Zanzibar, whatever, Nigeria, Namibia, Rwanda.
Yes.
It is like one whole community.
Yes.
So which takes me back to let's learn to celebrate each other. Let's learn to celebrate each other. Let Africa not just be a continent, but let it be that Ubuntu. We need to promote more of that Ubuntu. And I feel like Rwanda now is doing it.
Yeah.
They're showing the world that it can be done. It absolutely can be done. So imagine what the entire continent would do if they all come together as a force and they unite.
Yeah, it's
major.
Imagine. They had a whole ceremony for naming that chimps.
Exactly.
Yeah, Idris Elba was there. All the A-listers were there. I was just like,
just to name the chimps.
Hart, yeah.
Insane.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, in Rwanda.
Yo,
to name their chimpanzees. That's just like, okay.
They're
Hashtag
just
visit
next
Rwanda.
level.
they're just swinging the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, I go ahead. No,
But I strongly believe it can be done here.
Can it?
Trust me, it can be done. It can be
I
done.
have faith.
And to be realistic, I've seen Uganda do so many campaigns in line with, visit Uganda, the Tulamble campaign.
Explore Uganda is the current one.
Explore Uganda, the current one. Though, I feel like we're not just doing it like on a global scale.
Yeah.
You get it? But envision us bringing Beyonce in here to do something with Explore Uganda.
Her mom was here earlier this year.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you think she would enjoy our photos?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We would ensure she has a private jet.
I mean, Kanye West has come here, so Kim Kardashian is here.
He was here as well.
Yeah.
So I believe there's so much that we can sell as a country,
Yeah.
But it's just how we're selling it to the world. But there's absolutely so much in Uganda that we can sell.
Like what?
So much.
Okay, we have tourism, but I want to hear it from you.
What can we sell? Trust me, the climate itself.
Really?
Yes.
The sun.
The sun.
Okay.
Absolutely. You've lived in the US for a very long time. You know how many people crave to just, have the sun.
It's better than California weather. California weather is pretty good.
That is the whole thing. So imagine just selling this whole experience of the climate and then take them to the national parks, the culture, the food,
Amazing.
the people, the nightlife, right?
Oh, yeah.
You get it. And then
Uganda Warji.
Lemon and ginger, they just
Yegi. Although they said
they
told Americans to go. My buddy is my best friend, my good friends there is there from I went to high school with. He's in Uganda right now. He's getting drunk there. But
Gerald.
Yeah, Gerard, yeah.
Gerald, sorry.
But I will say this: I was there Nayar Tarama. I was living in that neighborhood when I was in Chigali. It's like a golf course neighborhood, and the amenities were amazing. I mean, just, it kind of, I've only had a few experiences the last 3 years. I would say that was like, okay, this is really nice. I was in Luxembourg, which is not too far from Germany, France, Belgium. I love Luxembourg. Anybody knows me, I knows I love Luxembourg. I almost gave up on Uganda for Luxembourg. It's like, I was going to pay whatever it took to stay in Luxembourg. So that was one. Dubai was very nice. But Rwanda, man, Rwanda is great.
Peaceful.
Oh my God. It was
You are obsessed with Rwanda.
man, it was just I have to be honest. It was
Absolutely obsessed.
I was looking at because you could buy property freehold even as a foreigner, so you could own it.
Wow.
So I was like, well, shit, let me go. and it's beautiful. I mean, it is just
Peaceful.
wow. So guys, we're not trying to tell you to go to Rwanda, or over Uganda, but explore the East African
Get
visa.
an East African visa and just do a whole tour of the 3 countries.
Yeah.
The known ones in East Africa.
So
Do the whole East Africa.
to the whole East Africa. We won't hold you too long. I know we've had kidnapped you for a while, but where can people find you?
They can still find me at the agency. That's German, located at Tirupati Mazima
Just
Mall.
tell them the road.
The
I
road.
think is it the US Embassy or
Yeah,
is it
actually, because the mall is very
La
close to the...
Chateau?
Yeah, it's opposite La Chateau, very close to the American Embassy.
Yeah.
Kabalagala, Tirupati Mazima Mall, 3rd floor, suite 253. If you can do that, you can just log on to the website, www.joramotormanagement.com, and then Jora Motor Management on all our social media platforms.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming in here.
Thank you
We're
so much for
delighted.
having me. I had an amazing time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, after this podcast, I want to fly to Rwanda.
Okay.
You do.
Me too.
I want to fly
Can
to
we take it out of your
Rwanda.
salary?
Let's go to Rwanda.
Let's go to Rwanda.
Use Rwanda.
You don't want to pay?
Oshay, where can people find you if they want?
Don't ever message me. Don't look for me. Don't message me. You guys know the deal. I will
Okay.
not respond.
Okay, but if you want to
Blocked.
send us anything, you can send us an email at timkenganda@gmail.com and then follow us on all our social media pages at Kenganda Nation. We'll see you guys next time.